All right. Everything should be set. Aha! And even my camera. Gotta turn that on. There we go. There we go. Share all the sound. I can't do that yet. Okay. All right. How's little Lily today?
Normal.
Oh, I forgot the lights. Look at me. Wow, unbelievable. Oh, there's always something. Always something. There we go. So worried about setting up all all the tools and didn't get the lights on. You want a job, Mimi?
Hello.
Hello, Mimi. You want a job, Mimi?
Oh, your what?
Do you want a job?
No.
Ah, why not? I'm gonna...
Because I'm so tired now.
Oh my God. Ah! See, I need a YouTube girl.
YouTube?
I need a YouTube girl. Yeah, I need a YouTube girl. Someone to help me, assist me when I'm setting up all the systems. It'll be a good job. I'll pay you $25 million a month.
Shit. Oh my gosh, so much.
Better hurry up, because Lily will be a teenager soon too, and she might take the job. Yeah, one of these days. One of these days. So how's Mimi Milo today?
I feel not good.
Oh, here we go again. You remind me of Donnie. Why you're not feeling good today? What's the matter today?
Because today is cool and wet and rain, and I feel not good after taking a nap.
Oh, it's a rainy, chilly day today up in Vandun. Oh, okay. Kumfa would be the same.
Are you okay?
I'm okay. No, but it rained here a little bit today. Is it still raining? It's cloudy and a little bit of rain here and there, a little bit, but it's not cool or anything. I think the temperature is probably like 29 degrees or something. It's 28 degrees and cloudy. Yeah. So it's actually comfortable. I find anything under 30 in that mid to high 20s is very comfortable. That's my favorite temperature. 24 to 29. It's very good. Lily, is it a nice day there?
No, it was raining a little bit.
It was raining a little bit there too. You're so close to each other. You're only like 15 or 20 kilometers apart. Not far from each other at all. Yeah. But everything is good? I think I asked you already, but I forgot my lights. So I don't know what your answer was. Lily's doing good? Maybe?
Maybe.
Aha. Just don't say normal. All right. Hello, everybody. Today we have an interesting story to read about. Well, interesting articles, I guess. We're going to talk about different kinds of homes in different countries around the world. And I added a lot of other kinds of homes that people live in. And I added a lot, actually. I added 10 words to our vocab today. But some I wanted to add, I can't remember what they were now, but I ran out because we only do 20 words every week. So, we only have 20. And it's the 1st of October. Oh my God, it's almost 2030. 2023. Holy meatballs. It's amazing. It's going so fast. So what do we got in our race now? We have a tie. Mimi 1-1 and Lily 1-1. So this should be interesting. So do you have your Googles ready?
Think so.
Think so? That's good. Hopefully Lily will not have any lag today. This is lesson 3. And I forgot to highlight that. But okay, no problem. 10, 20. Let's get started then. Yeah. So vocab challenge first, sentence challenge, and reading with questions. And we shall see how that goes. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. These are homes. At least they were homes before. I don't know if people live there now. It doesn't look like there's any motorcycles parked outside, and there's no curtains in the windows. So I have a feeling people don't live there anymore. But this this picture, which is really amazing. Can you imagine living like that? In a mountain like that, all carved out of the rock and sandstone or whatever it is that it's made of? It looks really...
Very dangerous.
Yeah, you don't want to go fall out the window. But that's a cool balcony. Look at this. Come right out here, do a barbecue. Hee-ha! That would be cool. Yeah. Do you know where this is?
I don't know where.
This is a real place. And it's called...
Ancient one.
What's that, Mimi?
Ancient one. I don't know where it.
It's part. See, everybody's moved out of the mountains and they have houses now down over here. They don't have to worry about Genghis Khan and all these the Ottoman and the Persians and the Romans and everybody attacking them now. It's a little bit different. We live in a much more civilized world today.
Yeah.
Thank God.
The computer is black.
The what?
My computer is black.
Your computer is black.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now it's normal.
maybe it's from Africa. No? It's not from Africa?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know either. You got your picture yet? Is it working?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's get started. But I just want to tell you about this place a little bit. Let me get that in the right place there. That's a good spot. Okay. So this is a place called Cappadocia. I don't know if I pronounce it right. I'm probably ruining the name. I think it's called Cappadocia. I'm pretty sure we're gonna see some more information on this in the lesson after our break. Cappadocia. Oh, let me just check, make sure here. And it's in Turkey. And maybe what I'll do is after we go offline, maybe we'll go to Google and I can show you where it is in the country of Turkey. Cappadocia, I think it's called. Is that right? Oh, I think I got it right. I did. Docia, that's right. Cappadocia. Yeah, it is a place that I absolutely want to visit someday. I hope I get a chance to. Oh, here we go. We got pronunciation. Let's see what it sounds like here. Cappadocia is what I said. Cappadocia. I think. Let's see. Pronunciation. And then we'll finally have it right.
Yeah.
Cappadocia, I believe. But let's see. There we go. Pronunciation. Let's see what it says. Cappadocia.
Cappadocia.
No, Cappadocia. Cappadocia.
Cappadocia.
Cappadocia. Okay. Yes, in Turkey. Do you know where Turkey is?
Turkey.
I don't mean the chicken turkeys.
A place.
It's a country.
Okay.
Yeah, and it is where, right? It's like in the center almost, from what I can see here. It's like almost in the center of Turkey. And Turkey is the end of the Asian continent. It's where Asia meets Europe, and Asia meets African continent, the European. It's really close to that. It's where Istanbul. Ever hear the name of Istanbul? Turkey's really cool. Again, after I could probably share Google Map on here, but I'm gonna save it for later. It's really cool in Turkey because the city Istanbul is just a small little part across a river, a very important river to the Black Sea, and that side of the river is actually the end of the continental plate. So that's where the two continents meet, Asia and Europe. And the capital city of Turkey is in Europe, because a small part of Europe is part of Turkey is in Europe. And again, I'll show you that after. But then 99% of Turkey is on the Asian continent. Yeah, that's near Iraq and Lebanon and Georgia and all those places. But we'll look at that after. So yeah, now what's really cool about this place is not only do they have all these carved out homes, or I'm not even sure if these were homes or shops or what they were at that time. This is a long time ago. But they also dug underground. And there are two, I'm not going to say they're cities, but if I remember correctly, one of the towns underground is actually like 7 or 9 kilometers long, wide. Like, that's really big, underground. And that's where the people lived. And then there's another town, village, underground as well, a few kilometers away. And what I heard, and again, we're going to try to make sure we have some time to read about this and I can show you some pictures, was that back then, like 1,000 years ago, 1,500 years ago, there were so many wars and kingdoms coming in and out and in and out. And Turkey was kind of like in the middle of the Persians, the Ottoman, the Romans. I mean, they were like in the middle of everything. So it just seems like there was always a new ruler, someone ruling the country over and over and over again. So the people lived down there for safety, is what I heard. But we'll read a bit about it. They had underground. They had everything. They their horses. They had horse stalls underground. They had their markets underground. Their homes. Everything was underground. So it's really, really cool. Like I said, I would very much love to take a holiday and go visit this place because I think it would be amazing. So let's get started. That's my little story on Cappadocia. Ba-dum-bum-bum, ba-dum-bum. Where is my vocab list? Here it is. So we're not going to do houses just yet, but we will get into houses. First, we're going to be talking about... okay, well, we're just going to do it. Some of them are random. What do we call the things we buy that we add to things? Something added to a machine or to clothing that has a useful or decorative purpose. Like, remember we talked about Crocs the other day? Those sandals, those rubber sandals called Crocs. Did you ever notice some of the kids, they buy these little pieces and they stick them in the holes, and maybe they're rabbits or maybe they're dogs and maybe they're dolphins and maybe they're houses and all kinds of different things? What do you call all those little extra things you add to your Crocs?
Accessory?
Yeah, that's kind of what it is. This is interest 21. So I'm not going to be too picky about the pronunciation. But it sounds like you said necessary, Lily. Are you sure you want to say not necessary? Try again before I show the word.
Accessory.
Accessories. Yeah. Accessories. Yeah. So if you buy a handphone and you buy the, like you buy the cover for protection, right? The thing that's an accessory for my handphone. Or maybe you buy the little sticky thing on the back so that it sits up, or you can hang it, an accessory. If you get the earphones, that's accessories. Purses and belts and all these other things are accessories. The battery pack would be an accessory. Yeah, sunglasses, all those little extra things you buy to add to something, right? Something added to a machine or to clothing can be useful or can be decorative. Or maybe you have a camera and you buy more lens and tripods and different things for your camera. Accessories. Mimi Malo?
Accessory.
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 Yeah, and I say suri, but it's actually accessory. Sorry is the proper pronunciation. Accessory. Lily.
Accessory.
Accessories. Yeah, an accessory or several accessories. Okay. So Lily takes the first little lead. Bada bing, bada boom. Our next one is going to be, what do we do with our handphones? And how would, what?
Texting.
Text, yeah. What did you say, Lily?
Play handphone.
You said handphone?
Play handphone.
Yeah, well, it's about the written words in a book, magazine, etc., not the pictures, right? So all of this is called text. All the writing is text. And that's why when we type a message on our phone, it's called text messaging, right? Because that's why in school they call them textbooks. Means we're going to read them. So what do we call the pictures? When you have a story and it shows the pictures about the story too, especially like kids' books will often see text and pictures so that the kids can visualize what they're reading. What do you call that? What kind of a book is that?
Novel.
A what?
Documentary.
No, documentary is when you kind of tell a story or tell about
Novel.
a history, a documentary about someone's life, about an event. What was the other word?
Novel.
Notebook. No, this is a notebook.
Non-novel.
What?
Novel.
Novel. Well, novel is written in text. Novel is like your Harry Potters and all that kind of stuff. It tells a story, right? But it's usually a long story, a novel. But a novel, I think, is almost always fiction, right? Because if it was, well, no, would a story based on a book, a story based on a true story, would that be called a novel? I don't think so. I'm a bit confused. I don't remember. Because then if it's based on a true story, it would be more like a documentary or something. Or a biography, perhaps. No, it's called illustrations. When you have drawings in the story, pictures to help you see the characters and where they are and what they saw and what happened, they're called illustration. To illustrate is to draw things out. Like comic books are illustrations. I guess anime and manga and all that stuff, it's all pictures as well, right? They draw the characters with speech bubbles, like a comic book. I've never seen a manga, so I don't really know. But is it all pictures and with the text bubbles where what they say? Is the story like that? No? Do you know what I mean? Text bubbles?
Yeah.
Is that how anime is like that?
Oh, I didn't hear about that. I haven't heard about that. Text bubble.
Who reads manga? Anybody?
I didn't read about manga.
I read my cousin's manga.
But mangas come in books, right? Books and cartoons? And anime?
Yeah. First is manga, then anime. Maybe that.
So manga-toon, right? A style of Japanese comic books with graphic novels Yeah, okay. So here we go, manga. Let's get some visuals here. So it's a type of a Japanese comic book. So it should be, yeah, it's the same thing. It's the pictures, and then you have like all the writing in the with the pictures to tell the story. Yeah, I'm looking at some right here. So it's a comic book style. Also, not Naruto is a manga. Naruto. And then anime. I don't really understand the difference between manga and anime.
You can answer otaku or people watch.
So anime is... So you don't watch any of the manga? It's all comic books? They don't make cartoons or animated cartoons from that? Oh, see here. Satoru, Naruto, Anya. See, they're saying Naruto is anime as well. What's the definition? Okay, so they say that manga is a Japanese style comic. And they say that anime is a style of Japanese film and television animation, typically aimed at adults as well as children. So anime is more on video and manga is more in comic book. Okay. All right. I'm learning about the Japanese anime and manga now. So who is Doraemon? Doraemon is manga?
I think so.
Because it's mostly...
I think that's true.
Because what happens too is like, I'm sure, like, let's say Doraemon for starters, or Dragon Ball. These ones, when they first came out, they were comics first, I think, right? But then they got so popular, then they made the animated cartoons as well, so people could watch them. And like Dragon Ball, for example, it was so popular that they even made a movie about it. So it kind of goes through different stages to make money at every angle. Text. Easy. Next text, please. Milo.
Text.
Next text, please.
Next. Text.
It's not easy to say, is it? Let's move this over on that screen. There we go. All right. Next text, please. Please. Next text, please. So remember, you have, this is going to be the X here, of course. We know that, right? It's going to be a KS sound. All right, and so is this one. This is going to be KS too. All right, so we want to cut it right there. And we want to cut it right there. So it's gonna come out like text. Oops, where's my T? Text. And this one too, it's gonna come out like this. So it's kind of like next. Milo?
Next.
Yeah, but you don't want to put the S in first, right? First you want to go neck to the k, but you don't want to say the k, right? You want to go ks, ks, ks. You want to glide it into the S. Next. Because if you don't put the k sound at the beginning, then you're going to say nest. And a nest is very different. That's where the bird lives, right? So it's not nest, it's neck, like neck. Next. Maybe you're saying it right. I'm having a problem with your microphone. It's muffled, so it's hard to hear the small or subtle sounds in your pronunciation now. So we'll try it one more time and try to speak as loud as you can. Next text, please. Milo.
Next text, please.
I'm not sure if you're saying it right or not. Lily, you give it a try. Next text. Next text, please.
Next text, please.
Not easy to say. Yeah, but good practice. All right, let's go to the next one. 1-1.
Bright,
Yeah. Bright.
Oh,
Bright lights, bright colors. There's another meaning for bright. What's the other meaning for bright? Still an adjective, but there's another use where we can say bright, but it has nothing to do with I need my sunglasses or it's really, 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 really shiny or colorful.
always.
Can anyone think of what another way to use bright?
Right?
Mm-hmm. But not about the effect on your eyes. It's different. This is a different meaning.
like intelligent,
Yeah, exactly. A bright person means a very clever or intelligent person. Oh, he's really bright. He's quick. He thinks very well, or he rationalizes well. He's smart. You could say that person is very bright. Yeah, bright. I have a ghost in my studio. The ghost is moving my door. Unbelievable. But it's a glass door, so I can see the other side. What is it? What do you call that guy? What's his job?
Guard?
Well, what kind of guard?
security guard,
Yeah. Lily steals it right from under Mimi's nose. Security guard. Try that one, Lily. Security guard.
security guard,
A security guard. Milo?
Security guard.
Security guard. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know where they want to go, but they look like they want to go through. Security guard. Da-dum-dum-dum, da-dum-dum. Boom. Now it's about what is on the floor.
mat,
Not a mat. I'll explain them after. What is she sitting on? What is the other picture cleaning?
Mat?
No, not mat. Oh, I thought I almost took this word out because I thought it was too easy for you guys. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. What does Aladdin fly around on? He flies around on his magic what? Isn't it Aladdin? Yeah, I think so.
thick rug,
Rug. Yeah.
Rug.
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 Yeah, now the difference is this. I don't have a picture, and I'm not going to take the camera down to my room, but I bought a nice big rug for my room. It's nice and furry, and it's got gray and blacks and whites in it. It's really nice, and it's really nice on the feet when you wake up in the morning. A mat could be like an exercise mat, one that you would roll up and just put out when you're doing exercise or yoga, different things, or meditating. A mat could also be like the little ones you put in front of the door or in the bathroom so you don't slide on, or you can wipe your feet on. A doormat, right? Those would be mats. Those are usually much smaller and used differently. A rug is one that is usually bigger. They come in different sizes. The one I bought downstairs is quite big. It could be a smaller one or a bigger one. But it's like it says here, a piece of thick, heavy cloth, smaller than a carpet, used for covering the floor or for decoration, right? So it can come in different sizes. Many of the furniture shops sell all kinds of rugs that you can pick to make your house look nice. Or especially in the winter, to keep the floors warmer, because we don't want tile floors in Canada. Too cold. And a carpet is what all the houses have in like Canada, for example, or Russia. Well, Russia, I've never been there. I don't know what Russia has. But Canada. Because some people will have a hardwood floor, but we don't have tiled floors. Maybe just in the kitchen, because it's practical, and the bathroom, of course. But every other room, we have carpet. And carpet is like a rug, but this one is cut perfectly to cover the whole floor. So from corner to corner to corner to corner, and then it's like glued in there and stapled in there so it doesn't move. You can't pick it up and take it outside and clean it. It's part of the floor now. So that is a carpet, wall-to-wall carpet. It's permanent. It stays there. A rug, you can roll it up, take it outside, beat it, and clean it, and then bring it back in. Which is why in Canada, everybody owns good vacuum cleaners, because it's the only way to clean your carpet. Yeah, you don't see many people here in Vietnam or Indonesia owning any vacuum cleaners. Because nobody has carpet, first of all. And if they do, they're just rugs that they buy. And they can just take them outside. And
My internet connection is getting bad.
Your internet's getting bad again. That's not good. All right, so that's the difference between a mat, a rug, and a carpet.
Oh no.
But you still have your cat. The cat got out of the swimming pool. He survived the swimming pool. Now what is he on? A green carpet? A green mat? In front of a red wall? All right, rug. 4-1. Oh, my God. Excuse me. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, Bright. She got Bright. Text. Okay, 4-1. Big lead for Lily already. So the thing is here, it's not battery operated. Well, I guess that is, yeah. Yeah, okay. I'll have to explain that in a minute. But what kind of car is this? What kind of saw is this? What kind of blender is this? What do they all have in common?
Machine.
They are all machines. That's one thing they have in common. But unlike buying gasoline for the car, this one is not a gasoline engine. So
Electric?
Electric, yeah. But what's the adjective for electric?
Electricity.
Actually, electric is an adjective, right? An electric car. Electricity is the noun, but there's another adjective.
Electrical.
Electrical, yeah. Electrical. But you're right. We could just say electric, right? An electric car, an electric saw, an electric blender. Things that we have to plug in or charge. See, and I was saying a battery, because the blender doesn't have a battery in it. We don't charge it like a phone. And the saw, it doesn't charge either. It doesn't have a battery. You just have to plug it in to get it to work, to have electricity. So it's an electric power saw. But the car, Lily's right in a way. Well, not right, but it's an electric car, but technically and really, it's like your hand phone. You wouldn't say this is an electric phone. What would we say? How does it work? What gives it power?
Electrical.
Well, no, this would be the electrical part, right? If I need to get power, I have to charge it, right? I have to plug it in. That's the same as the car. The car is exactly the same thing, except it has a much bigger what than my handphone. What gives the car power? What gives my phone power?
Electric.
No.
Energy.
No. Starts with a B.
Power.
A what?
Power.
Power. Yeah, but where does the power come from? Like right now, my phone is
Power
on.
from electric.
Well, okay, see, my phone is on now, right?
Yeah.
But it's not plugged in. So how is it working? How come I have power?
Battery.
Battery. Yeah. So I use an electric cable, but we don't even call it that, right? We call it a charger. I'm just showing you something that's kind of a bit strange, really, when you think about it, because an electric car works exactly the same as a handphone. I think lithium, I think what they use for the batteries is the same materials. It's just for the car, of course, the battery is the size of the car seat, probably, under the car. But this phone works on a battery, and when the battery gets low, we plug it in and we charge the battery, and then my phone is good for the day again. And an electric car is the same thing. She is charging the battery now, and then she will take the plug out, and then the car will work like a phone until the battery runs out, and then they have to charge it again. So it's kind of funny how the car, they say, and it is an electric car. Well, the car is not plugged in all the time. Like my light right now. Wow, that's not a nice plug. I don't have a plug because technically this is the same thing, right? This light, but this light is actually has a battery in it too because I charge it with a USB. So this is like the hand phone and like the car. So really it should be like a battery car, just like a battery phone and a battery light, right? Because we don't say this is my electric phone, but we do say it's my electric car. Do you see the difference, what I mean? Maybe not. Not important. That's what they call it. That's just what it is. All right, let's move on. 5-1 for Lily. Oh my God, Mimi, let's do it. Okay, the trick is in the sentences here. Look at the sentences. To do or arrange something up. Mimi? Fort? Sort. Ah, well, no, well, he's kind of sorting. But the skiers? Sorting? The cross-country skiers? No. But again, it's not about the skiers, right? They are entering a skiing competition by the city. You are studying an English program called called Interest for Speaking, but the program has been by Trevor. Organized. Yeah, he's organizing his files. And the city organized the skiing competition. So, Mimi, Lily, read the first sentence.
I'm trying to organize my documents so I can work more efficiently.
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 Yeah, it's going to be like a fish. Efficiently. What does that mean, efficiently? Can you think of another word for efficiently? To be efficient? What does it mean to be efficient? I hear the buttons click 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 click. It means to be very productive and organized. Yeah, like an efficient business person, for example, or a manager is, he gets a lot done. It's not that he has to work harder, but he organizes his time better. He finds ways to get the jobs done, and they're done very well. He's very efficient. Just like a good student is very efficient, right? Their reports are always done on time. They're organized at home. They always do well on their assignments. Very efficient. The next sentence, Milo? Read the next sentence there.
They entered the skiing competition organized by their city.
Yeah. Competition. Organized. Yeah, because they obviously organized it before the competition started, right? Because they're skiing now. And that kind of skiing with the poles and they're on the flats, they're going through the forest and the fields, that's called cross-country skiing. And we did cross-country skiing in our school, actually. I remember they taught us how to cross-country ski in phys ed, physical education. I was really lucky. The schools I went to, which are just public schools, but in the countryside, we always learned a lot about different sports and stuff. It was really cool. Very cool. All right, so organize. Next one is gonna be... This is way too easy. Ah! It did it again. Unbelievable. What is it? What are these here?
Medical. Listen.
Yeah, I already showed the word. Well, no, this is not medicine. Look at the source of where they're supposed to come from.
Vitamin.
Yeah, vitamins. So some people say vitamin. I think vitamin is still proper and okay too. I always say vitamin. Vitamin pills. Now, there is a difference. All right, our body is magic. I mean, we have a miracle. The way our bodies work is, and how it manages itself and how it heals itself and our ability to have logic. I mean, our human bodies and brains are just absolute magic. Like there's nothing like it in the world. And our bodies have the systems inside where we can take certain foods, and once we eat it, we can take out what sugars we need from it, what fats we need from it, what protein we need from it, what vitamins, what minerals from all the different foods. Our body can divide everything and send everything to the right place, store sugar in our liver, and knows how to release, insulin into our blood to make sure there's enough. It's just amazing how our bodies work so well, why it's so important to keep it healthy so that we can live a long, healthy life. It's not much worth living and being rich if you're not healthy, because you're not going to enjoy much of anything. So your health is probably the most important thing, not just physical, but mental. Like it's all one unit, right? And I mean, our ability to think here and make our hands move, just incredible what we can do. But my point by saying that is that our body produces all the natural all the natural vitamins we need. And it even knows how to regulate. We should have this much vitamin B, this much vitamin A, this much iron, this much zinc. Our body can regulate all of that naturally. And even the sun. I know it's not very popular in many of the Southeast Asian countries, unlike the rest of the world. But the sun is actually a very big source of vitamin D. And vitamin D is something that's also very good about your immune system. It's very good against COVID and things like this too. That vitamin D makes your immune system to fight sickness away. It's like the healer, right? It's like our doctors inside us, our immune system. People with strong immune systems don't usually get sick. People with weak immune systems often catch every flu and virus that comes by, always have colds and all kinds of things. So again, my point here is that our bodies naturally know how to take the vitamins out of all the foods we eat. I'm talking good food. I'm not talking about fried chicken at Loteria. There's no vitamins in fried chicken at Loteria. But the nuts and the oranges and the wheats and the vegetables and the meats, it knows how to do all that. Now, from what my doctor explained to me a long time ago, is that sometimes maybe you're not totally healthy. And maybe sometimes you need to help your body produce a certain vitamin. Maybe it's, I don't know, you need more vitamin B. I forget what vitamin B is good for, but let's say that's what it is. So sometimes it's good to take the vitamin pills to help fix the problem. It's kind of like a medicine, I guess, but it's more on the natural side. But one problem now is that some people believe that, oh, well, I buy a bottle of vitamins and I take vitamins every morning. It just makes me super healthy. That can, I'm not saying it does, but it can be a problem for some people. Because what happens is that it's kind of like someone keeps asking you for a fish and you just keep giving them the fish, right? They just keep asking for it. They become dependent on it. But what you really should do is teach them how to catch the fish so they stop asking for the fish, right? That's the best gift you can have, is to teach them how to catch their own fish. It's the same thing with our bodies. If we keep putting the vitamins in, our body eventually, over a long period of time, become dependent on the chemical pills. And the body doesn't produce the vitamins as good as it used to do before. It's not doing its job anymore. It got lazy. And that can cause some problems with your immune system and other things in the future. That's how it was explained to me. But again, I'm not a doctor, and always listen to your doctor. But it's good to do some research yourself too. You know, you should, anytime you take medicine, you should always search it on the internet and see, you know, what it really does, how it can hurt you, you know, and read other articles about medicines. Because at the end of the day, pharmaceutical medicine, they're still drugs, and drugs are not usually good for us. So always be careful about that. All right, so now made from clay, yeah? So you can make the clay and you can spin it around to form your bowl or your flower pots or your cups, whatever it is you're making. Old tradition. They've done that around the world. They still do it today. Made from clay that has been shaped and then baked.
Ceramic?
Yeah,
Ceramic?
Mimi got it first. Yeah, that's how we make ceramics. I'm sure there's other techniques to make ceramics now with all the different materials that we use, but that's what it said here in Cambridge, I think it was. Yeah, so they make the clay pot, and then you heat it up, make it really hard, and then it turns into a ceramic, and then you can paint it and make it all fancy and shiny. And I think they put another cover of something on it. I don't know what the finishing touches are. Because if you look at this, it doesn't look. Maybe they just sand it to make it really. I'm not sure. I never made any ceramic bowls or pots or anything like that. But ceramics are what we're looking for. That's correct. 6-2. All right. The things you own, the things you buy. The things you bring with you when you go somewhere.
You show it.
Ah, I quit. What is it, Mimi?
Possession.
Yeah, this is a possession, a prized possession, or these are my possessions. We put our possessions in the cabinets above our heads in the plane. Our jewelry are our possessions. Our homes is one of our possessions. Our car, our clothes, the things that you own. That's why they say in some buildings, maybe gymnasiums or swimming pools, something like that, where there's lockers and you share things. Not share things, but share rooms. Often there are signs that say not responsible for lost or stolen possessions, right? If you lose something, it's your own responsibility. It's not our fault. I guess that's called like a disclaimer. So you're responsible for your own stuff, your possessions. And sometimes you'll have warnings say, don't bring valuable personal possessions with you in some places. Yeah. Sentence number 1, Mimi.
Number 1. Please remember to take all your personal possessions with you when you leave the plane.
Yeah. Take all your personal possessions when you leave the plane. The second one, Lily?
The rings is one of the most treasured possessions.
Yeah, what is that word? Most what?
Treasured.
Yeah, treasured, meaning very dear to me. Treasured possessions. What is one of your most treasured possessions, Lily? Something that means a lot. You'd be very sad if you lost it.
Of course, my phone.
Your phone? Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Okay. Milo, what is one of your most precious and treasured possessions?
Most?
Uh-huh. The thing you have that is the most meaningful, most treasured, most important, perhaps. Well, maybe not. Well, yeah, I guess it would still be important. Like, you know,
Important. I think it's
like maybe it's a ring that your grandmother. What is that? What is it?
my taekwondo belt.
A martial arts belt, like for karate,
Yep.
taekwondo.
Yep.
Ah, what do you practice? Karate or taekwondo?
Taekwondo.
You don't know? Oh, taekwondo. Not I don't know.
Taekwondo. Taekwondo.
You said taekwondo, and I thought you said I don't know.
Okay. I think it's because of my earphone.
Yeah, the microphone is really muffled. Your voice, I can hear you, and the volume is not bad, but the clarity in your voice is not very strong. I really hope you can get another microphone. An external microphone would be the best, and plug it with a
I think,
USB
I
before you test.
will have a PC. I will have a PC soon.
You'll have a well, even if a PC though. Well, PC you have to get a webcam, but
No, it's has webcam.
Yeah, but say that again. It has a webcam
It
built
has
into the PC.
also webcam. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good. It slows the computer down, and it makes your computer work a lot harder. To have to have less lag and have your computer not overheat, and to have the best sound and camera, you should get. I mean, well, you could get the XLR ones like these, but that's expensive and it's a lot of work, and then you need an equalizer box. All right, so you need a box to plug all the cables in. That's different, and I only have it because I'm not a student. I have to speak clearly to you because I'm the teacher, and it would be very bad if people couldn't hear me speak. So that's why I have that. But like, there's another one downstairs. Miss Lay is using it. It's a USB portable microphone, not too expensive. I don't know how much it was. And this way, she has that microphone right in front of her, so you can hear her very, very good. And she just plugs it into the computer or the laptop, and the computer works better, the slides work better, and she sounds much better. The computers are not really designed, like especially laptops. I mean, yeah, you can use the camera on the laptop, and you can use the microphone in the laptop. But when they build the computers, the camera and the microphone are not really the priority of the computer manufacturer. You know, it's more the processing board and the monitors and what you can do with the computer. They just throw that in there like an extra. It's not good quality, and it's hard on your computer. Just so you know, it might be difficult to get mom and dad and say, no, but I need an external USB mic and webcam. It's not good enough on the laptop. Oh, you're just being silly. You have a mic and you have a camera. Stop complaining. That's probably what mom and dad will say. But just so you know the little secret, this is better. All right. Possessions. Your taekwondo belt. Yeah, because it's accomplishments. I heard on, what was it? Was it Jordan Peterson or Joe Rogan? Maybe it was Russell Brand, that they did a survey, or a professor at university did a survey with all his students, one of the school years. And he was trying to make a deal with the students to say, how much money would I have to give you in order for you to never use a hand phone again? And the lowest answer was $5 million. Not one student in the university, not one of his students in the university would agree that they would stop using a hand phone for less than $5 million. That's how addicted people are to that. And not only addicted, but how important it has become to our everyday life. It's crazy. Just crazy. All right, let's move on to the next one. Possessions. Now we get into some of the houses. All right. What kind of house is one that has only one floor? There's nobody attached to them. There's nobody upstairs. It could have a basement. That would be okay. But it's one main floor only. What would we call that type of house? A house that usually has one level, sometimes with a, well, yeah, see, you could put a little window in here and make a little bedroom maybe up in the attic, but it's not like a floor. So that doesn't really count. And the roof with the window come out from the roof. No. ha. Ha 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 ha. Starts with a B. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Bungalow.
Yeah, say it again, Lily.
Bungalow.
Bungalow. That's what they call these
Bungalow.
houses. A little bungalow. Well, bungalows can be big. I mean, you could have like 6 or 7 rooms downstairs. It doesn't say it has to be, that can't be wide or deep, but it's only 1 floor. A bungalow. Yeah. Retired people like bungalows. They don't have to climb the stairs. I don't think I've ever lived in a bungalow, though, but I have lived in some apartments. And they're cozy, but I don't like living in apartments. I want to live in the countryside. I want bushes and trees around my house. And I want to be near a river or a lake. Bungalow, Mimi.
Bungalow.
Bungalow. One more time, Lily.
Bungalow.
Bungalow, yeah. Haha. I bet you never lived in one of those. Now, I believe these are also found in the Sahara Desert. A lot of the traders and travelers, and like sheep herders and stuff like that too, that they bring their animals with them and they move around a lot. They travel with these homes too. They're like really glorified fancy tents, right? But they take the tarps off it. They're very, very warm in the winters, and then all the walls fold up, or they're all beams. Yeah, they're all like beams and wood, and they stack up, and then they put it on their camels or whatever it is they're traveling with, and they move their house from land to land to land to land, and they always move around. Often
Dirt.
Yeah, Lily?
Dirt.
Dirt? A yurt.
I don't
Okay.
know.
Yeah. Yurt. There's some call, I don't know where the difference is, but some places they're called, I think in Africa and some places they're called yurts. Maybe Turkey. And then in Mongolia, northern China, and possibly Siberia, Russia, I think they're called jeers. Jeer, I think, is the proper pronunciation. But some people pronounce them gears and a gur. There's a lot, again, because they're spoken in many languages, so they are pronounced different ways in different areas, in their local areas. But yeah, they're very practical. They can tear them down and pack them up in one day. And then they can load them on their animals, and they can travel, especially like I was going to say, like in Mongolia. A lot, the people that live in this are usually called nomads. Nomad, let me write it down here for you. This is a really good word to know too. A nomad, where's my where's my bar? There it is. Okay, let's put this over here. Okay, so you can look this up in Google too. A nomad. Oops. A nomad is a person who doesn't have one place for a home. It's like a trader or someone who moves animals, and they pack up these jeers or yurt, and they move to different areas. And the reason is most of them have lots of animals. Right? Maybe they have cattle and goats and sheep and different animals. So they have to travel to different pasture areas, different places for grazing where the animals can eat on the land. Because if they stay in one place, they'll just eat all the grass. So maybe they stay here for a week and the animals can feed, and then they'll go to the other side of the mountains to another area at this time of season because that's when certain flowers grow and the animals can eat that. And they move around, and they move their home and their families with them. And then maybe at the end of the season, they go to the market and then they sell some of their animals after they've had babies or something. And this is how they live their life. They're like traders. And this is a very similar way of life, how people lived thousands of years ago in many, many areas. Before people built, I have a book right now called Walls. And that's exactly what they're talking about. And they're talking about, like in Iran, in these mountainous areas, that most people lived this way for thousands of years. And then it wasn't until a few thousand years ago where communities started working together and creating trading places. But of course, if you're out in the open like this and you start selling meat and you start selling things and making trade, well, then people are going to come and rob you and they're going to fight, and you need protection. So this is kind of the history of how villages grew bigger and bigger, and they started building the walls like forts, and then building legal systems and policing it and guarding it so they could defend the places that people were living in. But many, many people did not want to live that way. They preferred to still travel the lands with their tents and their animals. I have a book about that, so when I get a chance to read it, I haven't read it yet, then I'll be able to tell you guys more about that history. But it seems really amazing. Okay. Dum-dum-dum, dum-dum-dum. And those people are called nomads. That's why they call online teachers. There are a lot of teachers now that are called nomad teachers. And what they do is they do exactly like what I'm doing, but they don't have their own company like this, like Newway English, and I have like a partner with Miss Lay. We're different. We're established here in Newway. We have students on site and we have students online. But some teachers, what they do is they work for 3 or 4 different online schools, like VIP Kids or Magic Kids or different companies. And they just get a good microphone and a good webcam and a good Apple computer and maybe a couple of a ring light or something like this. So they have lighting, a little ring light. And what they do is they travel. They travel around the world. Maybe they'll go to Italy for one month, 2 months, and then they'll keep their schedule and they'll work there from the room they rent, and they'll set it up nice. Maybe they have a little green screen, who knows? But actually usually just sit in front of a window, make it look nice. Or maybe they teach out on their balcony. And maybe the next month they go to Spain and live there for a month or 2, and they keep teaching, so they're always making money. Maybe they go to England, maybe they go to Africa, maybe they go to Turkey and see Cappadocia, maybe they come to Asia. There's a lot of teachers like that. And I say that again because those teachers are called nomad teachers. Because they're always traveling and working, right? They don't have a home. From country to country, to place to place. They're called a nomad teacher. If I was a little younger, maybe I would do that too. Go spend a few years traveling around the world, and then I could just teach from wherever I am. Sounds cool. What kind of home is this?
Igloo.
Yeah. It was really hard to get a picture because really hard to get a picture of these homes now because Inuit people who live up in northern Canada, North America, they, as far as I know, they don't live in igloos anymore. They all have their houses now, and they build their houses and different things. I think, for attractions and fun, of course. Like I used to build igloos when I was a kid, just for the fun of it. And this looks like a ski hill. This looks like a playground almost. I don't know what this is. It doesn't say where it is or what it is. But that's what an igloo looked like before, and they would cut it out of snow, like kind of packed ice and snow. I've never been to the northern territories of Canada. I've been close, but never that far north. And these are probably like observatories or something. But they're shaped like igloos. And they're probably called an igloo. But that's I couldn't even find one other than these ones made in the snow. Those are real. And then you have a picture of one, a drawing of what the old igloos look like. And then you have a very modern one here. And that would be cool too, because I think, like, if you look at this igloo, that makes a lot of sense. I wouldn't be surprised if because there's a few of them here. So they could be like homes or something. I don't know. I really should have wrote down where the picture came from, because it doesn't. I'm wrong, because they're facing each other, right? The door is here. This one is probably the same, but the white is on this side. They have a little chimney here. There's another one over here, and there's one here. So I'm sure this is not the real reason, but I bet you this would be really cool. If you were to, let's use our circle here. So let's make a circle here. Okay, so let's say that's there's my igloo that I'm building. And then let's say I were to, okay, let's say the sun, I'm going to use a yellow. Let's say the sun travels, all right, where's my circle? There we go. Let's say the sun travels, because I'm in the north, right? Like, remember, this is the North Pole. So the sun is always going to be south. Always. So that means every year, the sun will always go on one side. It'll never go over top of my head, because I'm in the North Pole, right? So that means the sun would travel this way every day in the summer, right? So it'd always be on this side. So that means if I were to build my igloo like this, oops, and I did like this with all the glass, right? And I made the south side all glass in here, and then this would be the solid. Paintbrush? No paintbrush. I'm having fun. Let's say this is, oh, that's just a line. I don't have a paintbrush, do I? Ah, that's not cool. How come I don't have a paintbrush? Ah, not good. All right. All right, so this is my wall, right? This is solid, just like this part right here. Right, so that would cover the dark side, but here would be all glass, right? So this would be all always seeing the sun. So that means every day when I go to work, or every day when it's daytime, I would have direct sunlight coming into my house every daytime, right? So all the sunlight would come in right here all day long. So that would keep my house nice and warm, and then I'd always have a sunny side to my house. I think that would be really cool. No? Yeah, maybe. I have a wild imagination. Igloo. Maybe we should put the word up. Igloo. Magoo and Baloo live in an igloo. Yeah, igloo. Well, this would be nice to live into. A second home.
Cottage?
Yeah, cottage. No. Yeah, cottage. Cottage or cabin. Yeah, usually in the countryside. You know, now in Canada and America, it's so expensive to live that, you know, most people can't afford to even buy a house anymore, let alone have a second house, a cottage or a cabin out in the forest. It's just that's an old way of living. My parents had that opportunity. Both my grandparents they owned their house and owned their land, lots of land, and they all had cottages down on the river or down on the ocean. And, you know, mom could stay home and raise the children, and only dad had to work. You know, those days are long gone now. It's a very different world that we live in now. But I wish, if I were to go back to Canada, I wouldn't even buy a house. I would try to just buy a small cottage outside in the country, is what I would try to do. Probably would be cheaper and it would be more affordable. But to have both, not likely. Cottage. Tidge. Mimi Milo?
Cottage.
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 Tidge. See the D here? Cottage. J. Lily? Cottage. Like a bridge. Fridge. Fridge. Lily? Cottage. Yeah, that's just a dream now. I don't think I'll ever have a chance to own a cottage, unfortunately. Now, here is, looks like a good size home. A family home. Looks like they cut out a treed area somewhere here out in the forest and made a nice driveway, a little shed, a couple of cars. Yeah, that looks nice. Probably the countryside somewhere. Oh, there's another house over there. All right, so here the house is not connected by any other building. See, like in this house, this wall is shared with my neighbor. This wall is shared with my other neighbor. So if I knock on this wall and knock on that wall, they hear me. But this house, you don't have that. You actually have a yard. That's really cool. That's how I grew up as a kid. We had a piece of land with trees around us, and our neighbors were like that. They were over on another lot, not attached to my house. Just like this. This is very similar to my home when I grew up. My house was smaller, though. What do we call that kind of a house? Often we would say a single family home. Single family, meaning just one family lives in it. But it's about not being attached to another house to save land. So if it's not attached, it is detached, yeah. So they're detached houses, meaning they have a yard, a property around their land. Yeah, detached. So what would we call a house that is half and half? Now, I couldn't find, to be honest, these are more like here, like one house, but they're all attached, right? And that's like Vietnam. It's like Indonesia, they call them rukos. I don't know what you call this style of houses in Vietnam, but all the houses are attached side by side. But I'll have to draw it real quick. The house I'm trying to explain here, excuse me. Now these I would call town houses. Attach. They're all a line of like 10, 20 houses. But I've lived in a house like this before. Well, maybe I'll go over here where it's darker. Okay. And the house looked like a normal house, right? You have your house here, and then your roof here, roof here. But what they did is they put a driveway on this side, and they put a driveway on this side for your car, and they made a wall right through the house. So this is house A, and this is house B. So I remember twice, Bliss Avenue and... No, only once. One time when I lived with my father. We had and it's also called a duplex. It's also called a duplex. That's what we called it in Canada. A duplex house. So yeah, this would be one family. This would be a 21A, because the house is 20 Hennessy Drive, for example. So they would just do it like this: 21A and 21B. One family would live here, and one family would live here. And that's called a duplex. But you only share one wall. So if we know we have attached houses, townhouses, and we have detached houses, what if it's only half and half? What's the word for the middle? Ha 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 ha. What's another word for half? No? It's called semi-detached. Right? Half is attached to the other house, and one side you have a yard. So you share a yard, but the house and the property is divided right down the middle. So that's called a semi-detached house. Okay. Next. Only 4 more, then we'll take our break. Now, this would be cool to live in, too. Wouldn't that be cool to live there? Wow, that'd be cool. Would you like to live?
White house.
Yeah, it's a White House. Would you like to live in a White House, Lily?
No.
What do you mean no? Way out in the ocean like that with all the big storms and waves? Wah!
I don't know, because when it storms, it will be terrible. I think so.
Yeah.
It would be beautiful.
When it storms.
You could watch the storm. You could go stand up here on the balcony and hold on in the wind and the water. It would be so beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
It would. Well, you can stay inside the window and then just look at the storm. But it would be beautiful. And it's on a rock, so you don't have to worry. It's not going to fall in the water.
Yeah. Good internet connection.
Sure, you'd have a great internet connection. You have a tower right on top of the lighthouse. Yeah.
And I'm scared of ghosts. I don't want to be alone.
Well, you can live there with your family. Well, in the old days, I don't think too many people live in lighthouses anymore. Now we have all like the technology and radars and everything. But back then, they were very important, right? Because all the sailors would come in and the lighthouses would warn. That's why they're on rocks, yeah, and they're on cliffs. So in the nighttime, if there was no full moon, you couldn't see where you were going. But you knew the land was coming. So these lighthouses all over the world saved millions of lives because it warned the ships that you don't want to come close to the light. The land is here or rocks are here. So wherever you are, wait until the morning now. Now you're too close. This is a warning. So now you know where to go, but wait for daylight and then you can come in the right way. Otherwise you might crash into these rocks, right? Or crash into the cliff because nobody knew they were there. You couldn't see it. So we had these lighthouses in all these dangerous areas. And back then, families would live in the lighthouses to operate the lights and make sure that they always worked. It was a very important job. Now, most lighthouses are like tourist areas and you can go tour them, and some of them are little hotels now and you can go stay in there for the weekend and different things. Some people have bought them and turned them into their own homes. Some of the lighthouses are still active today. There's lighthouses everywhere. I was in a lighthouse on the Thousand Islands in in Jakarta in the Java Bay, and it was really tall. We had the stairs. Oh my God, it was like up and 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 up. But finally, when we got to the top, it was higher than this. But when we got to the top, it was like you could see all the islands. It was so beautiful. Yeah, no, lighthouses were very important. And like I said, I think they still use some of them today. What do we call these ones? This is a lot of fun too, because you can do a lot of traveling. You can sleep in there. You can see you got a kitchen in there. You've got a bathroom in there. You can plug it in and get you have batteries. You have the internet. You have TV. It's just like a real home on wheels. You get an extra. Usually there's a bedroom up here, and then usually in the back you have the master bedroom for mom and dad. The kids can sleep up here, and you have a living room opposite of the kitchen. Yeah. What do we call these? One word is a motor home. Some people call them trailers.
Car house.
A car house. There's a few names, and I'm sure that different types have different names. But my father sold a lot of these before. He was in this business. He was one of the distributors for these trailers. Okay, some are called trailers, especially if you haul it behind your truck. There's like the Winnebago, which everybody calls it a Winnebago, but it's the name of the company. But that's the big ones that some people have. And there's winterized ones. Camper van. Caravan is another one that they call it. There's quite a few names. Trailers, yeah. No, these are really cool, you know, and again, that's something that my grandparents and them, they all had it because they could go traveling around on the summer holidays when the kids were out of school. When it was affordable to live in Canada. Now, oh my God, now people are buying these to live in year-round because they can't afford to buy a house. All right, and here's another really cool way to live. Look at that. Wouldn't that be cool living there? Wouldn't you like to live there, Mimi? No neighbors, no motorcycles. So this is just logical. What would you call this? Where is it and what is it?
Friend have lived here once, and I don't know how they feel.
Sleeping on a boat?
No.
Oh, they're really cool.
Scared of water.
They're scared of water too. Oh, you guys have to have some adventure in your life. They're just called houseboats. A lot of people will buy houseboats. Yeah. That's quite common in Western Canada too, people living in houseboats. And the last one is great if you're a kid, but not if you have a family. What kind of house is this?
Treehouse.
Yeah. Treehouse. Yeah, when Trevor was a little boy, Trevor used to build a lot of tree houses. But I would build them way up high in the trees.
A tree house.
You have a tree house?
No, I wish that I could have a tree house.
Oh, it's great. You can go relax out there, read a book, or, you know, just take a nap in the afternoon.
Really relax.
It's really fun. I loved my tree houses. I would go spend the whole day. I think I built like 5 or 6 different tree houses when I was a kid. But I really liked going high in the trees. We had very tall trees, like way taller than the house. So like sometimes I would climb all the way up, and I'd put like I would build chairs way up on the trees, so I could climb up there and just sit, and I could watch the whole neighborhood. And my mom would come out, and she'd be down. I'd see her way down at the back door, and she'd be like, "Trevor!" She's yelling because she thinks I'm in the woods, because she's telling me it's dinner time or something, or time to come home. And I would be way up in the tree and look down to her, and I'd be like, "I'm here!" And then she'd look way up. "Trevor, what are you doing way up there again?" It was funny. I loved where I grew up. My house was backed up right up against I showed you a picture of my house, didn't I? On satellite, Google Images, where I grew up. Well, maybe I can show you tonight when I show you the map of Cappadocia. All right. That's that. We will take our break time and cut. And then when we come back, we will go through our words again real quick. I don't think we'll make sentences on the houses. And then we'll go straight to our reading about these different homes in different countries and how they live. And then hopefully we'll have a little bit of time left to go through Google Map. And I can show you where this amazing, beautiful place is, so you know where it is. And we can see some other pictures of the underground city. And then, if we still have time, I'll show you where my house is today in the countryside, so you can see what I mean about the forest being in my back door and the trees and tree houses. Okay? Break time.
Goodbye.